Hi everyone, so today we will be redesigning this flyer. So let's get started. This is just welcome to May flyer, like a new month flyer. So let's get started. So because I have to redesign that flyer, I'll have to import it here so that I'll be able to look at what is in the flyer to redesign it. Okay, so this is our flyer, right? This is our flyer. The first and foremost thing I'll have to do is to set the background. I'll set the background to this background color. We can see that the background color is like navy blue, right? So instead of me to start looking for color or trying to get the color, I'll just pick the color. So what I will do is I'll go to click on this background. This is our background icon. I'll click on it, then I'll click on color. When I go to color, the color I want to get is not inside this color palette, so I'll click on this plus on that. Okay, I think I want to go back. What I clicked on plus, then I clicked on this icon. This is called the color picker icon. If you want to pick a color from a particular object or design, you can come here, click on it, then click on the image where you want to get the color from. So the color I want to pick is this color, like this color, right? I'll just pick this color. This is the main background color, not this glow, this one. So when I click on it, I'll click good, then okay, then boom, I already have the background color, right? The next thing I have to do is, you can see this rectangle in this image, right? This rectangle that is below the guy, this white rectangle. I will now have to set the rectangle. So what I will do is this. I'll go to object. This is my object icon. From there, but I have to deselect this one. If I deselect it, I'll not see shapes. But when it is selected, I can't be able to see shape. Everything I'm going to see here are objects or tools that I'll use to work on this picture. So because I don't want to work on this picture or objects, I'll click out, then click on shapes. So when I click on shapes, I would now have to increase the rectangle's width. I'll now place it somewhere here, right? I think this is okay. So I'll click on good. Then I want to lock this particular one so that it will not interfere with my design. So I'll click on this icon here. This is layers icon, right? Layers icon. Then when I click on it, I will now lock this rectangle because I don't want it to be moving around or disturbing my design. So the next thing I have to do now is I'll bring this picture to the front so I can see everything that I'm designing. So I'll just click onto front, right, to bring this object to the front. I don't know if you see what I've done. So the next thing, I don't know if you noticed a glow around this flyer. There is a glow around this flyer. This glow, where this May is, there's a glow. So what I just did was this. Just watch attentively. What I did was this. I will click out. I'll make sure nothing is highlighted on this section by clicking out, right? Then I'll go to stickers. Once I click on stickers, this blur comes out. This is what we call blur, right? This blur comes out. But if you look well into that flyer, see that the blur is not this color. The blur had a kind of blue color. So I'll change it. But one trick I want to teach you is that whenever you get this blur, don't tick on this good. If you tick on good, the blur will disappear, right? So what you just do is go to sticker again. When you get the blur, just click out, right? Then your blur remains there with you. So I want to give this blur a color so it will match the color that is in this image. I don't know if you can see. So what I'll have to do is this. I'll reduce the image. Then I'm going to give this blur kind of blue color. So I would go to color and I'm trying to get the blue I used because it's been long I designed this flyer, so I don't know the exact shade of blue that I used, but I think this is good, right? This is cool. Another thing is this. I don't want this blue to show on this white rectangle. So what I will do is I'll go to my layers panel. I'll take this part, I'll drag it down. So it's going to be underneath the rectangle. Do you get? So now it's not going to be showing on the rectangle, right? So this blur is not enough, so I'll have to duplicate it to make it enough. I've duplicated it now, right? Again, same way, I'll have to go again and make sure that I place it below the rectangle so it does not interfere or does not show on the rectangle. So now we have our blur. Just like what we have here, right? So this is our blow. Then I think I need to adjust this rectangle a bit. It is too up, so I'll place it a bit down here. Here should be nice. Then I'll go ahead and lock it again. Then I have to adjust this blow to suit a purpose. So I've adjusted this. For now, this is how I want it to be. You can choose to reduce the opacity a bit if you're not okay with the opacity. I just felt like reducing it. So, but this is okay. So what I do is I lock it up too. I lock every single time so that the element does not disturb my design, so that everything will just be static and not movable. So I've been able to achieve the background, right? I've been able to achieve this background. So the next thing that we have to import is our image of this guy that's here, right? I got this image from Pinterest. So let me go to my gallery and import. So I'll click out. When I click out, I'll go to import. I just have to reduce the spaces that's after the object, so that it will not be too large. So yeah, this is our guy, right? So why I chose this image was that this guy is excited. I'm making this flyer design for a tech well, let's say kind of tech company, right? They teach people how to go into tech. They teach people basic skills, basic tech skills. So I had to choose this guy that's carrying a laptop to also signify that okay, this is a tech stuff, right? And the guy is happy, like he's kind of welcoming something, or it's possibly he's just happy. So that was why I chose this guy, because he's having this kind of positive vibe that I like. So, and I want it for my design. So I'll just get him and place him here. So I have to look I have to close the eye of this design so that I can be able to see what I'm really doing. So I have to close the eye so that it's going to be invisible. Okay, right now let me concentrate on adjusting this guy and the rest things. So here I just place the guy here for now, right? The next thing I'm going to do is to write May. So I'll just write, let me see what I did. Let me go back and delete this one. So when I want to write a text, right, I'll make sure my text icon is selected. A is our text icon. When I select it, I'll click on plus. Plus is to select new text, right? You want to write a new text, you click on plus. Then when I have it, I'll now click on edit. As far as the new text is highlighted, I'll click on edit. So edit, what I want to write is May. So May. This is my May, right? So I have to change the fonts. I used Autography fonts to get that particular style of design. So I'll just come here and type Autography. This is my font layer. I already have fonts that I downloaded. So I'll just type Autography. I downloaded it, so later on you can download it for your own design. So you see how sleek it is, right? Another thing you have to look at when you're designing, all these scripted fonts, all these fine fonts, you have to make sure that the letters really came out well, because I'm looking at this May, the Y is looking like it cuts a bit. So what I will just do is I'll go to edit, then I'll increase the spacing. So now can you see, like, all the letters now came out. So this is what May. Then the next thing I wrote was, it was Hi May. So how I got that high, my own version of Pixel Lab has this stickers, right? So this is where I got my high, right? This is where I got my high. So I'll click on good. Then I placed the high somewhere here. I think I rotated it a bit. This is somewhere here. Hi May. So I said hi May. Let me look at the other design and see how it was placed. Let me bring it to front. Okay, so I'll take this down a bit, right? Then I'll take May up a bit, then place the high like this. Oh, I'll take it down a bit. I'm just trying to adjust it sharp. So I have to still rotate it a bit. If you want to rotate, just click on what you want to rotate and click on this icon here, this icon, then it follows you to any angle of rotation that you want. So I think I'll just have to leave it like this. Oh, sorry. I left it like this. So the next thing I have to achieve is this scribble line I wrote under me. Is this scribble, this line scribble under me. I'll show you how I achieved it. So I'll still lock this eye again. Then I'll come on this. I'll make sure nothing is highlighted on the canvas, like nothing is highlighted on this screen. Then I'll make sure nothing is highlighted. Then I click on this object icon. Then you see this draw icon here. I'll click on it. So I want to just draw that scribble that I did there. It might not be as exact as the other one there, but I'll just show you how to achieve it. So the first thing you do here is to reduce the pen size, because when this is at 10, it's kind of big, right? So I'll click here to undo. Select the text, the pen color to white. This is white. Then reduce the pen size to something like 7. Then increase the smoothness a bit. Then okay, for the first time it was not nice. I'll still have to reduce the pen size a bit. It's still too big. Then something like this, right? Something like this. So let's try again. You might not get it at the first time. You might not get the I think I'm going to make do with this, right? You saw the way I achieved it. I reduced the pen size to 5, increase the smoothness to 30. I chose white color. I didn't tamper with any of these ones. Later on, because of this course, I would show you guys how to handle this, right? Okay, our design is coming to life. I've been able to achieve this and this. I'm trying to still adjust. Another thing you have to still make sure is when you're designing, make sure your stuffs are center aligned. So how your objects, your text, your object, your image, everything should be center aligned. So how do we get that? First of all, let's start with this guy here, right? I want to make it center aligned because it's an object. I'll click on this object, click on this relative position, then I'll click here, right? This particular up middle arrow here, this one, click on it. It's going to make the image to be centrally aligned at that position where you placed it. Same goes for the text. When I want to centrally align the text, I'll click on A, then relative position, and it's not really centrally aligned, but because of this padding I made here, this space I left here, so I'll just have to use my own initiative to make it centrally aligned. So I think this is okay for me, right? I think I need to take this guy down a bit to bring this down again. Then hi May. So let's look at our design to see the next thing I need to put again. Maybe to front. The next thing is this circle that was carrying It's a New Month. The circle that is carrying It's a New Month. So I'll lock it again. So let's go import that circle. I didn't create that circle from scratch. I just imported it from I got it from Pinterest. Okay, I've gotten the image, the circle. I'm trying to make sure this watermark of photo room does not appear there because I use photo room to remove the background when I got it from Pinterest. So I'm going to change the color to white. One good thing about Pixel Lab is that you can change the colors of objects like without stress. But when you go to other apps or other softwares of design, you have to go through a lot of stress to just change the color of images. But in Pixel Lab, you can just practically change the colors of images to anything that you want, right? I think this is cool. Even though I'm tampering with the position of this image a bit, I just want to make sure it's there is space to accommodate this circle. I think I'll have to, okay, I think I have to just increase the width a bit, just increase it a bit, then take this to this angle, bring it down here. Okay, so you can see that this circle has glow. Circle in this design has glow. I don't know if you can see it. So let me show you how I achieved that glow. These are little tricks that you have to learn on Pixel Lab. How I achieved the glow was I went to stroke. Okay, not stroke. I didn't go to stroke. I went to shadow. No, we have outer shadow. We have shadow and we have inner shadow. This shadow is outer shadow, while this shadow is inner shadow. So I think I went to the outer shadow. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit glow around the body of that circle. So I'll choose white as the shade of shadow I want. So I chose white. You can choose to increase the blur radius or decrease the blur radius. You can choose to offset by the x direction. When you offset, this is what you get. But I don't want to offset because it's not making sense. You can still choose to offset by the y direction. It's not still making sense. So I'm just going to leave it at what? At 0. At 0. Same goes here. I'll leave it at 0. Good. So this is just it. Right, I've gotten the glow I needed. So the next thing I'm going to do is to write the text. It's a new month. So again, I click on the text icon plus, then I'll write it's a new month. The font I used for this new month is Poppins font. So I'll go to my fonts, click on my fonts, type Poppins because I need to search for Poppins font. And the Poppins font I used was Poppins regular. Poppins regular. I rotated it in that other design just to make sure it's at the same angle as this circle that I have here. So it's a new month. I reduce the text. But another thing you have to look at is that the space between this it's a new and month is too much. So there's something we call tracking, right? I just have to use this line spacing to reduce the space between that month and it's a new. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. When I increase it, the space gets more bigger, but when I reduce it, so this is how it is. Good. So it's a new month, right? So we are getting there. We're getting there. I'm getting there. So the next step is to put the call to action. Call to action like is a place. Sorry, not call to action. Like is this not call to action? Like where we have our social media icons. Sorry, I wanted to say social media. So we have to put our social media icons. So these are icons. These are where people can easily reach you. So you can see that we have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Sorry, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Ivy Brain. So if you want to know more about these people, you can either search for them at Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, on Ivy Brains. When you search Ivy Brains, you can be able to access them. Then they have a website too. That's this one here. When you search the website, you get to know more about them. When you go on Instagram, this last icon here is Instagram icon. When you go on Instagram and you want to search for what they do, you can still search for Ivy Brains Tech Academy, right? So, and I want to add the social media icons so that people can easily reach out to them for their services. So let's just get started. So what I just basically did was I created a rectangle, right? So I'll click on object icon, then create a rectangle that is this length. This is the length of the rectangle. I'm going to pick this color. The color, I don't have strength to check the color code, so I'll just pick the color of this rectangle. So I'll look for color, click on color, then click on plus, then this is pick 2, pick it. So I'll select the image where I want to get that color from. Exactly, this is the image. Then okay, then boom, I have it. I don't have to stress much, right? If you look at this rectangle and look at the one in this place, you can see that the rectangle here has the corners are a bit curved. So what I will do is I'll go to edit. I'm still holding on this rectangle. I'll go to edit. Then I would increase the radius a bit, even though I cannot see it. But this is too much. I'll go again. I'll reduce it to maybe 10. I think I like this, so I'll place it here. But from this our image here, let me take it to front. From this image here, you can see that this rectangle was behind the chair. It's not, because if I keep it here, the guy's leg cannot be seen. It was behind the chair. So what I will do is this. I'll go to my layers icon, right? This is the rectangle. I'll take it down, so it will be behind this image. I want the rectangle to be behind this image, not on top, because if it's on top, it's going to be on the guy's leg, but what, below. So can you see, I've achieved what I wanted, right? I wanted it to be beneath the guy's leg, and exactly this is where I wanted it to be. Okay, so the next thing I did was to write the social media handles. The first one was Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn on Ivy Brains. So what I'll just do, I need to reduce this a bit. Sorry, I need to adjust a bit of things here. So what I'll just do is to put the social media icon. So go to text, then okay, you might ask me why I put T. You might ask me why I put TFL, right? There's an icon. There is a font, right, that changes text to icons. The font is called Typicons. So T is for Twitter, F is for Facebook, and L is for LinkedIn, right? So I just put the first initials of those words. Then I'll put Ivy Brains and I'll click on OK. So when I've done this, what I will do is to change the font, because this is not the font I want to use. I'll click on font. Then I will just select these three. These are the social media icons I want to get. So I'll now type Typicon. Typicon is a font that changes letters to what? To icons, right? To social media icons, really, actually. So this is it. Then I need to change the Ivory Brains icon to poppins. Always maintain consistencies in your design. Make sure you don't design with more than 2 or 3 fonts. You don't have to have a design that has 7, 11, 10 fonts. It shows that you are not really a good graphic designer. Good graphic designers maximize just 2 fonts, highest 3. So for this design, I just chose 2. If you can, okay, I used 3 for this design. The font for May, the font for this icon, which is Typicon, and the poppins font, which is the main font I used for every write-up, every other little write-up I wanted to do. So for Ivy Brains, I'm going to use poppins font. Poppins. This time around, I think I used poppins medium, because I wanted this call to action. Sorry, I wanted the social media icons to at least come out a bit. I don't want it to just be bland like there. Like I want people to really see it. So I used poppins medium for it. Sorry, I don't know if you noticed, when I changed it to poppins medium, even the social media text changed. So I'll go back again and change them to icons with Typicon. Okay, so this is it. I didn't just place it here. If you check the image, there's a design I did there. Let me show you how I achieved that. So when I got here, I'll go to, still making sure this is highlighted, I would go to background. When I click on background, I would enable it. It's going to give a background to this text here. So I'll give it the color of this, rectangle. So let me give it the color. Go back to background. I gave it this color. The next thing I will do is to increase the left padding, increase the right padding, so there will be breathing space between the text and the background. The top padding, I also increased it. I also increased the bottom padding. Then the radius, the corner radius, so it will be a bit curved. I gave it a bit of curve. Then I'm satisfied with this. Then I have to change the text color to black, so I just click on color and change it to black. So this being achieved, I just placed it here. So what I have to do is I have to reduce this. Sorry, I need to lock this image so that it doesn't interrupt my designs. So I locked it. So I need to reduce the height of this rectangle a bit, so I could achieve the effect I got from that other end. So this is what I did. I'm taking down a bit, then okay, finally I've been able to place it here, just like it was in that image. I placed it here. So the next thing I have to do, I still have to write the other social media icon by the right hand side. So instead of me to start writing everything from scratch, I'll just copy this one. I'll just copy it, right? When I copy it, I'll come here and paste it. When I copy it, I'll come here and drag it. I've dragged it to this place. So the only thing I now have to do is just to change the text inside. So I'll click on edit and change the text. The text is actually okay, so this is the text. You can see that I put D here. D is the text for websites, right? For on that font called Typicon. If you want to get a website icon, just write D, then go and change it to the website using Typicon font. Yes. So I've been able to get this, but I don't know if you noticed something, because I copied from here and I placed it here. The I on the Ivy brain has changed to Instagram icon. I don't know if you saw it. So I'll still go back to font. Then I'll just highlight this and change it back to poppins. Okay, I've been able to get this. So this is how I achieved this, right? Just have to increase this a bit. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is the last social media icon, which is the Instagram icon, Instagram social media. So what I would do again, instead of me to start from beginning to start writing text and all, I'll just copy this. I'll place it, copy this, place it here. But this time around, I'll remove the background because the social media day does not have background. I'll remove the background. Then I would now change it. So for Instagram, we have I is for Instagram. So the social media link is what Ivy Brains Tech Academy on Instagram. The same way, I have to go back to font and change every other icon that has changed to a normal font, which is Poppins medium. I just have to adjust this a bit because it's looking like this Ivy Brains is getting to the bottom of this canvas, and it's not what I want. So I have to open this guy, unlock him. I'll take him up a bit. Okay, it's very perfect here. Let me close him up. Let me lock him up. I need to adjust this a bit. Then for this, I need to adjust them. So instead of me to be adjusting this one by one and putting this one like this, putting this one like this, no. What I will just do is this. I'll click on my layers icon and select 1, 2, 3. I'll select everything I needed to adjust. And this. Then I'll click on this icon here. Because I need to move them, I'll click on them. I'll click on this. This is position icon, move icon. Click on it. Then I don't know if you see now, I can move everything at the same time, right? I don't need to move them one after another. I'm moving everything at the same time. So this is where we are. This is where we are. Okay, I've been able to design this flyer exactly, even though it might not be 100% exactly, right? But I've been able to show you how I achieved this flyer, how I was able to design this flyer. Then you can see in this background I have this kind of squares, sorry, this kind of triangles here and here. So let me just show you how I got it. You click out, make sure nothing's highlighted, click on the objects, go to shapes. Then I don't want a square, I want a triangle. So I'll click here, get triangle. I'll reduce it small. Then I would reduce the opacity because the triangle there doesn't have any color. I'll reduce the opacity. Then I'll increase the stroke width to something like 2. Then I'll give the stroke width a color of white. So that was how we got this triangle. I'll just reduce it and rotate it a bit. I've been able to rotate it a bit. I can still duplicate it, take it to this place, rotate it a bit. If it's not agreeing, you can just come here. This is rotate. Then you move it to the angle you want it, right? So I want to change the color of this rectangle to this color of this rectangle. So I'll highlight the triangle. I'll change the stroke color to this orange. Then good, I'll reduce it. So these are just little design elements I just used. It's not compulsory use for any of your designs. I just felt like, okay, let me just put 1 or 2 stuffs in this background just to make it a little techier stuff like that. It's not a must that you have to put triangles on your design. It's just me trying to be creative, right? So I didn't put the logo for this design because I want you to put your own logo when you're redesigning it. Whatever logo you want to put on top of here, you can put it for the sake of the design. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how I was able to achieve this flyer for May, new month for the new month of May. Okay, now it's time for us to export, right? We are done with the design, so we have to export. So I click on this icon here, save as image. You save as JPEG, that is JPG, then default, you save as, change the default to ultra. This is the highest quality that you can export images in Pixel Lab. Then you save to gallery, then wait for it to save. Then after that, you can also save as a project. If you save as a project, it will help you to at least go back and edit. Do you understand? But if you don't save as a project, you can come back to your Pixel Lab and you've lost this design file. So if you have to now edit anything, you now have to start from scratch to design. So to avoid that, always save as project whenever you are done designing. So save as project. I'm going to save it as IV, or I'll just save it as tutorial flyer. Then I'll say okay. So anytime I want to do one or two stuffs in this design, I'll just go to my project and I'll see it here, tutorial flyer, right? So this is it. So the next thing we're going to do now is I will show you how to edit this flyer, just to increase the sharpness and the brightness and to make it more appealing, right? Just little editing, little flyer editing. So let's get there. The app I'll be using for this is Snapseed, right? Snapseed is like my go-to tool for photo editing. I'll click on Snapseed. Then I click on this plus to get the flyer or the image I want to edit. This is the flyer I want to edit. It loads. Okay, so if I want to edit my pictures, I don't use any of these templates here, right? I just like editing from scratch. So I'll go to tool. You go to tools, you go to tone image. Here, if you slide up on your screen, like if you hold your screen and slide up, you get this option. So the option I want first is what? Brightness. So I'll just scroll to brightness. Then just from the left to the right, drag your screen from the left to the right. You can get this. Do you see what I did? If you drag it like this, you get this. So I want to increase the brightness just a bit, a little bit of brightness, right? I think 29, 20. Let's make it 26. Then I'll drag the screen again from down to up. Then I'm selecting contrast. Then from left to right, I would increase the contrast. If I increase it too much, this is how it looks. So I'll just increase it a bit of contrast at, let's say, 16. The next thing, I'll drag up to down, select saturation, then just increase it a bit. Everything you are doing is just a bit. You don't add too much, just a bit. I think I like this, right? You can edit to your own taste, but this is what I want. I think at 14 is okay. The next thing, I'll drag up from up to down. The ambience, don't know if you are saying this fine. When I do from left to right, it's going to appear like this. From right to left, it's going to appear like this. So it's just going to be a bit little, right? So at 12, it's fine. Again, I select the next one, shadows, just a bit of shadow. Everything is just a bit. Then warmth, that if I want to add warmth, it's going to add some kind of yellow to it, a kind of color to the design to make it more warm. So I like this. I put it at 7. Warmth is at 7. Then I'll tick good to save all of the edition I have done. So again, I'll go to tools, I'll go to details, increase the structure. Structure is just to bring out every single part of the flyer. I like to increase every single structure in the flyer, right? It's going to make everything more visible, but I don't want the structure to be so much. So I'm going to make it to be at 30. Okay, let's say 40. 40 is fine. At least you can now see every detail in the image and in the text and every other thing that is in the flyer. The next thing I'm going to check, sharpening. Sharpening is to sharpen it, like to make the quality more bright, or more like to increase the quality of the flyer, right? So I'm trying to sharpen it, but the sharpening should not be so much, right? You sharpen to your tastes, but it should not be much. It should be very moderate. So I think the sharpening is okay for me. 10 because obviously I downloaded this image from Pinterest, and Pinterest always gives me high quality images. So when I'm doing my sharpening, I don't have to do a lot of sharpening because the image is already sharp. Don't know if you get. So this is it. We're done with the edition. So I'll click on good. Then when I click on good, I'm done. So what I'll just do is to export. When I export, I'll click on save and it saves. So boom, this is my flyer, everyone. So exactly, this is what you made. Like, you designed this flyer by yourself, and I'm very glad that you are able to do something like this, right? Also, don't forget to add your own logo on top of the design you made. Add any logo of your choice, okay, and make it yours. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.